Assalamualaikum everyone. In this video we'll see what is the rank and how to find the rank of a matrix. Okay, if I say you what is rank in very simple words, it is nothing but just the number of non-zero rows. Okay, rank is defined as the number of non-zero rows in a matrix. Simple, that is nothing but the rank. So suppose a matrix is given. Okay, a matrix has what? Rows and columns, right? So what I need to do, I need to make the elements of a matrix 0. Okay, maximum number of elements 0. Okay, jitne bhi possible elements can become 0, I need to make all those elements as 0. If suppose I've got this matrix, suppose for example, somehow I made these elements, the third row elements as 0. Okay, all these elements 0, 0, 0 instead of 3, 2 and 1. If I've got all the values as 0, okay, by performing some operations, if I got all these values as 0, what happens now? If you see, number of non-zero rows will be what? These two are non-zero, this is 0, so number of non-zero are 2, so the rank will be what? 2. Getting? Simple, right? Number of non-zero rows in a matrix. So what we need to do, a matrix will be given, we need to perform some operations and we need to make maximum number of elements as 0. If one complete row or two complete row becomes as 0, the remaining non-zero will be the rank. Clear? So now the rank of a matrix can be found by many different ways. It can be either we can either find the rank of a matrix by using elementary row and column operations. We saw that in the previous video. Elementary row and column operations, how to perform them. Using those operations, we can make these elements as 0. One method. We have got echelon form. We can use that. And in some questions, it will be given, reduce the given matrix into normal form and then find the matrix. We have got many different ways. Okay, I listed some here. Elementary row column, echelon form and normal form. You need to reduce the given matrix into normal form and then you need to find the rank of the matrix. It will be asked like this. Okay, clear? And yes, how am I going to represent the rank? Instead of writing rank, simply I'll denote it with a symbol that is row. Okay, with the symbol row. This is not P, this is row. So the rank of a matrix is denoted with row, and rank is what? Number of non-zero rows in a matrix. Clear? Easy. Next, we'll see one or two examples so that it will be clear how to find a rank. So suppose we'll consider this example only. Let's take this example as first example. Suppose this is a matrix given to me. This is a what? 3 by 3 matrix. I know this is a 3 by 3 matrix, right? So see here, what will I do? And yes, your answers can differ from my answers. Okay, you can use a different method, I can use a different method. So answers can vary. Okay, so see here. This is the matrix given, right? -1, 2, 1, 2, 1, -1, 3, 2 and 1. Okay, so what will I do? I'm saying that I'm going to change, I'm going to make this element and this element as 0 first. Okay, obviously you cannot, at a time you cannot make entire row as 0. You cannot make it. Why? Because see, I've got I've got 3, 2 and 1. I've got 2, 1 and -1. Every element is different, right? So एक साथ आप पूरे row को 0 नहीं बना सकते. You need to go element by element. ठीक है? So first what we'll do? We'll make this 2 and this 3 as 0. How? See, what can I do? The second row, this is the second row, right? Row 2 and what is row 1? -1. So I can multiply row 1 with 2. So 2 into row 1. So if I multiply this row 1 with 2, what happens? This minus become -1 becomes -2. I've got already 2 here. So which operation should be there between these two? Plus. Right? So that means row 2 ko what I'm going to do? Row 2 plus 2 into row 1. Okay? This is what I'm going to perform here for row 2. Okay? For row 3, if I see, I've got 3 here. If I want to make this element as 0, what I need to do? Row 3 means I've got 3 here. I'm going to subtract this with row 1. So -1. So 3 minus 1 will not be 0. So what I need to do? I need to multiply 1 with 3. So multiplying this 1 with 3. Getting? तो अब होता क्या है? If I write it in this notation, what happens? Row 3 is added with 3 times of row 1. Okay? Why addition? Because in row 1 you have got a minus sign already. अगर मैं यहाँ पे minus लिखूँ तो what happens? Minus of -1 into 3. It will be something like this. Minus of minus will again be plus. Here you have got 3. 3 plus 3, it will be 6. Getting? That's why I wrote minus here. So now let's see one by one how we'll get these two elements as 0 and the rest elements, how does the rest element changes. So the first row will be as it is because I'm doing nothing to this row. So -1, 2 and 1. -1, 2 and 1 will remain as it is. Okay? The next row, what I'm doing here, row 2 ka element, row 2, the first element, 2 plus, okay, plus 2, okay, into what is row 1. So what is row 1 ka element? -1. So -1. What happens here? 2 ones are 2. This is 2 as it is, plus into minus, minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay? So this element will become what? 0. Understood how we got 0 here? Next. अब एक element तो 0 नहीं होता because we are applying the operation on the entire row. तो सारे elements को I need to change. So let's see the next element. Row 2 का element is 1. Okay. Plus 2. What is row 1 element now? 2. So what happens here? 2 2s are 4. 4 plus 1, 5. So the next element will be 5. Clear? Next, similarly, row 2 ka third element is what? -1. -1 plus 2 into what is row 1? 1. So this is 2 ones are 2. 2 minus 1 is -1. 2 minus 1 is +1 because the bigger number is having plus sign, so +1. Get it? So +1. Understood how? Next, same thing. Applying operations on third row. Okay? So what's happening here? Row 3. Row 3 ka element I've got 3 here. Okay, 3 plus 3. What is R1? -1. So -1. So here if you see 3 as it is, plus into minus, 3 ones are 3. 3 minus 3 is what? 0. So obviously 0. Getting? Next element on row 3 I've got 2. So 2 plus 3 into the element of row 1, that is 2. So if you see here what happens, 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 2, 8. That's why I got 8 here. Getting? Next, similarly, the third element, 1 plus 3 into, what is the third element of row 1? 1. So this will be 3 ones are 3 plus 1, 4. This is how I got 4. Getting? Clear? If you are good at calculations, then matrices are very easy for you. Okay? So these two terms became 0. Now what? See here, I am saying that I want to interchange these two columns. Why? Because see here, this column has got 1, 1 and 4. So what will I do? I'll shift this 1, 1 and 4 this side and 2, 5 and 8 on the other side. Okay? Matrices में usually what we do, it is not written anywhere, it is not mandatory to do it, but the common practice that we follow in matrices, what we do is the first element अगर 1 नहीं है, so we'll make the first element, first row का first column का first element will make as 1. With the help of this 1, we'll make the rest elements as 0. ठीक है? अब जब बाकी के रोज के फर्स्ट एलिमेंट 0 हो जाएंगे, what we'll do, we'll go for the second row. ठीक है? This element को will make 0, then this element को will make 0, like that. Getting? This is a common practice that we follow in matrices. It is not written anywhere, it is not a protocol, it's not necessary that you should follow this, but it is a common practice and it is easy. If you do it this way, it's easy. Okay? So for that, what I need to do, what I'm doing, I'm interchanging the columns. The column 2 will go that side and column 3 will come this side. So what's happening? Column 1 will remain as it is, -1, 0 and 0 will be as it is. Interchanging these two. Now second column will be 1, 1, 4. 1, 1, 4. Done. Next. 2, 5 and 8 will be the third. 2, 5 and 8 is the third. Clear? Now if you see here, 4 and 8. I can take out 4 common from both of these numbers, right? Isn't it? So what I'm doing, I am simply dividing my row 3 with 4. आप इसको बोलें कि you are dividing with row 3, or you can say that you're multiplying row 3 with 1 by 4. because we studied elementary row column operations में addition, interchange and multiplication. If you're saying कि हम तो division पढ़े ही नहीं, then what? So you can say either I can say row 3 is being divided by 4 or row 3 is being multiplied by 1 by 4, one and the same thing. Okay, so okay, row 3 is being multiplied by 1 by 4. Okay, so what's happening if I am multiplying this? So what happened? 0 into 1 by 4. 0 into anything will be 0, we know this. Now this is 4. 4 into 1 by 4. So 4 ones are 4 ones are. I'll be left with 1. So 1. Next 8 into 1 by 4. So 4 ones are 4 twos are. So this will be 2. So 2. Understood? Clear? Next what? See, I can make this element as 0, this element as 0, this element as 0. I can make any of them as 0 using different methods. How I can make this element as 0? I can subtract row 1 with row 2, right? So subtracting row 1, this is row 1, we'll talk only about this element. Row 1 minus row 2 ka element. 1 minus 1 will become 0. I can either make that way, or I can say I want to subtract these two rows, row 3 and row 4. So row 3, if I'm talking about row 2, or what can I do? Row 2. Row 2 के element को I'm subtracting with row 3 का element. So I can do either this, or I can say row 3 के element को I'm subtracting with row 2 का element. Either ways all three will be 0. But here notice this, I cannot subtract row 1 with row 2. I cannot subtract row 1 with row 3. Why? Because यहाँ पे this term is 0 and this term is also 0. If you subtract row 1 with any of these, what happen? ये elements तो 0 हो जाएंगे, but what happens? 0 minus 1 will be what? Minus 1. 0 जाके अब ये minus 1 हो जाता. Getting? I'll show you. If I'm subtracting row 2 with row 1, what's happening? Row 2 is 0. What is row 1? Minus 1. तो 0 minus 1 is minus 1. अच्छा खासा 0 था, उसको आप minus 1 बना दिए. So what's the point, right? मतलब इसको आप 0 बना रहे, दूसरे बाजू वाले टर्म को आप 0 बना रहे. यहाँ पे what's happening? 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. तो second element तो 0 हो गया, but first element क्या हो गया? 0 जाके minus 1 हो गया, right? Isn't it? It's of no point. So इसीलिए I cannot subtract row 1 now with any other rows. Okay? So अब बचे क्या मेरे पास? दो options. This is gone now. I've got two options. Either I subtract row 2 with row 3 or I subtract row 3 with row 1. Your choice. You can do either of the ways. In this case, what I am doing, I am changing the row 3. Row 3 I am subtracting with row 2. Okay? You can even go for this one, row 2. So what's happening here? If I subtract row 3 with row 1, what happens? Row 1 and row 2 will be untouched because I'm doing nothing to this. Row 1 and row 2 will be untouched. What I'm changing? Row 3. So row 3 mein what happens? I've got what? 0 minus 0. The first case, 0 minus 0 will be 0. Okay. The next one, 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. So I've got a 0. Okay. 2 minus 5. First the element of row 3. Okay. Remember this. Row 3 ka element minus row 2 ka element. Row 2 ka element is 5. So 2 minus 5 is minus 3. So इसलिए minus 3. Getting clear? Don't do this mistake कि आप पहले 5 लिख रहे बाद में 2. You're keeping the first element is row 3, then minus row 2. It's not R2 minus R3. It is R3 minus R2. तो पहले row 3 का element आएगा and then minus row 2 का element. Clear? Easy, right? The little things that you need to keep in mind while solving this. Otherwise, you will end up doing blunder mistakes. Okay? So, okay, done, clear. Up, let's see here. Can I make any other elements as 0? Check whether I can. First element, first row I cannot use. I told you here only. ठीक है, तो first row तो चले गया. Second row and third row we'll see. If I want to make this element as 0 or this element as 0, I cannot make this element as 0. Why? Because see here, 0 minus अब मैं क्या करूँ? किससे इसको multiply करूँ कि ये 0 हो जाए या किससे इसको subtract करूँ कि 0 हो जाए? Not possible for this element, right? So ठीक है, इसको छोड़ देंगे. Next इस पर चले जाएंगे. If I want to make this element as 0 and this element as 0, can I make it? Is it possible? Not possible. किससे subtract करेंगे या किससे multiply करेंगे कि 0 हो जाए? Right? So we'll leave it here. Okay, if you are thinking कि चलिए row 3 में से you can take minus 3 common. कैसे भी ये दो 0 हैं, अगर आप इसको row 3 को if you are going to multiply it with 1 by -3, so this element can be -1, but it's like extra step or unnecessary step. 0 तो हो रहा नहीं. My aim here is to make most of the elements as 0. जितने भी possible 0 हो सके उसको 0 बनाना है मुझे. ठीक है. So making this one is like okay, आप बना भी सकते नहीं भी बना सकते. It's not of no use. Rank से तो affect नहीं हो रहा है इसको. Getting? I think I am clear. Okay. So we'll try to make the maximum element as 0. तो यहाँ पे we'll stop it because further हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते यहाँ पे. We cannot make rest elements as 0. Not possible. Try it if you want to. If you're thinking कि चलो possible है कर सकते, try doing it on your own. Okay. And let me also know कि हो सका तो how. Okay. So here if you see in this problem what happens, number of non-zero rows, I tried making 0 but हुआ नहीं. So there is no non-zero row. This is there is no 0 rows. All are non-zeros. Non-zero, non-zero, non-zero. 0 का मतलब क्या है? The entire row should be 0. ऐसी कोई row है यहाँ पर? नहीं है. What are the non-zero rows? This is a non-zero. This is a non-zero. This is a non-zero. So the row rank will be 3. Rank is indicated with row, and this is a matrix A. So row of A, rank of A is what? 3. Clear? Understood? So this is how we are going to find the rank of a matrix. Okay, here is one more example. Suppose this is a matrix given. I am not going to solve it. Actually, it is already solved on the board. But what I want you people to do, see this question and try doing it on your own. Take your rough books, get your rough books, and copy the question and try doing it. This is the method that I followed. You can follow any other method. Instead of first I made changes to the row 2. You can make changes to the row 3. Your wish. You can do anything you want. Okay. Try to make as many elements as possible to equal to 0. Okay. Try to make as many elements possible to 0 using row and column operations. What are row and column operations? Interchange, multiply, or add. Okay. We saw this in the previous video. If you have not seen it, go check it out. Okay. So yeah, copy this question. You can copy this answer if you want as well. You can take a screenshot, you can copy it. But what I want you people to do is try it on your own. You can go with another approach. You may get a different answer. I may get a different answer. Okay. So try doing it on your own. If you don't get it, either message me, comment me down in the comment section, or you can directly text me on Instagram, direct message me on Instagram saying that you're stuck somewhere, or you didn't get the answer, or this is the answer that you got. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you.